AMC ripping to the upside based on the sympathy run to the GME earnings beat. Let's go ahead and find out what could be the potentials for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an AMC technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them can consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we're looking at 12 hours, the 12-hour chart here for AMC, right? So we are, just like we've been talking about, right? We've been talking about the floor potentially of being found because we're at that critical inflection point from the macro ascending channel that we've been writing for some time, right? So, of course, we were just waiting for whatever has to happen, right, in order for us to continue on to that upside. Okay, so we definitely got that upside now, which I'm very curious to see what it did to some of the momentum oscillators, right? So for example, here on the 12-hour time frame, you can see a clear signal fire right now to the upside from critical expansion and now starting that contraction phase. Okay, so if we're let me go ahead and just pull up one indicator here, as I am curious to see. Very interesting right now that we would be retracing to the, or we would be coming back to the mean, as the contraction phase does usually indicate that we would be coming back to that, right? So the space between the mean and the current price action right now is that of 481 to about 488, right? So very well could be the touch down to here, right, in order for us to come back into that mean, right? So this is essentially a mean reversion right now, but there is the potential based on this firing of the signal, there is a potential for a continuation to the upside even beyond the mean. So let's go ahead and continue validating those probabilities, right? So here's the 12-hour mean that we're looking at, about 487, right? Sorry that this is an updated version of the indicator of the ARC reversion variant. Okay, so please go ahead and just focus on the fact that we talked about yesterday, getting from our algo, we got the long signal right down here, right? So if we were to have followed that algo and continued its suggestion, we would presently be about 18.44% to the upside, or in the plus, or in the money, whatever you want to call it, right? So very interesting times here. And at a certain point in the day, we would have been up about almost 22%. Very interesting times here, you guys. So let's go ahead and now continue on the analysis here. And I want to show you what the RSI is looking like. Okay, so let's focus on the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. And you can see here that we are still suggesting an upside continuation. And by the way, we found that support from the very top side, which was the 70 percentile here from the RSI oversold border. Okay, overbought border, sorry. And please go ahead and notice here that the 4-hour time frame is absolutely moonshotting here, and we're getting very close to the gravitational zone. Okay, so let me show you what that is. This zone here is the gravitational zone. Okay, so meaning that this side, you have the upper half is the bullish control zone, and the bottom half is the bearish control zone, right? So every single border has its own gravitational zone. So it's approximately about 2% below that border, right? So you can see that we're approaching the bull weakness percentile. Okay, so this is bull weakness bottom half, and this is bull strength on the upper half, right? So bear weakness and bear weakness, and then bear strength at the bottom half, right? Here's bear strength. Okay, so you can see that we're getting very close to the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, which would essentially fire us to the upside, and that would be ideal, right? So now let's go ahead and just, sorry about that, just kind of, oh, it was just the neighborhood watch, they or the police, whoever that is, right? They shine the light everywhere, and I'm like, what is happening? All right, so let's go ahead and not be distracted anymore, right? And let's look at what it has on the 8-hour. The 8-hour time frame crossing that 14-day simple moving average to the upside. Very curious here. And go ahead and notice here that the daily time frame is now upside, in an upside pivot, and in the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile, which would be right in here, right? So this would essentially pull us right up and face a little bit of a rejection here at the 44.58 percentile. Okay, but the thing is that the daily time frame has not seen what the 12-hour time frame has done, right? So if we can look at the 12-hour time frame instead, please notice I was absolutely moonshotting here and definitely above the 14-day simple. So in my opinion, as soon as the daily time frame is able to see the aftermarket hours, which would be tomorrow, then this RSI signal would potentially have already surpassed the 14-day simple. Okay, so we can't use the upper term timeframes just yet until we see what they did as far as a reaction from the after hours pump to the upside, right? So, or whatever happened after, literally after 1 p.m. All right, you guys. So things are looking very good for the AMC asset, and I definitely see an upside continuation. So if we were able to kind of take a quick gander at some potential potential targets, then yeah, we can go ahead and take a look at that real quick, right? So let's just go ahead and get rid of these measurements here and see what we have. Okay, so get rid of that too, and let's see if we can actually take a 12-hour swing high to the swing list, swing high to the swing low, fib retracement. So let's see here. So we found a rejection very close to the 3-spot 272 and closing below the 2-spot 618 golden mean. Okay, so if we are able to see impulsive price action here, and I'm talking about it being psychologically backed, then very likely we can actually touch down another another resistance touch of the 3-spot 272 and the 3-spot 618 located at about the space of 499 and 507. Okay, so very likely we can come up to this area in the following sessions, and if we are able to actually make a thrust to the upside even further than this, which I see a little bit less likely, but I mean, just go ahead and notice here that this was huge price action. This candle, this 12-hour candle alone here is just about 4.64 million in volume, right? So very, very interesting times there. So the next touch would be naturally between the 4-spot 236 and the 4-spot 618 at about $5.31, or the space between 522 and 531. Okay, you guys. So the technicals, momentum, volatility, everything is suggesting a continuation to that upside. Okay, not only that fact is also the fact that we were at the bottom side of our channel here, and now continuing on to the upside from that touch of the support, right? So everything is looking pretty good thus far for the AMC asset. Okay, you guys, remember the most important thing here is is that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine, okay? But with that said, please go ahead and have a very nice night and a good dinner, right? So I think I'm going to have a good dinner tonight too. So with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana, team. Adios.